is midnight, 1599. The Baltic wind howls against jagged cliffs, smashing waves into frothy chaos. At the edge of the storm, a lone stone tower stands, defiant against nature's fury. Its windows flicker with candlelight, casting long shadows across the cold, weathered walls. Inside, the air smells of parchment, sulfur, and melting wax. Manuscripts, some centuries old, are stacked high in precarious towers. Brass instruments gleam in the candlelight, each carefully arranged on tables and shelves, reflecting a mind obsessed with order and precision. At the center, hunched over a massive celestial map, sits Tycho von Wren, the alchemist who dreams of taming the stars themselves. His quill scratches feverishly across parchment as he murmurs ancient formulas under his breath, eyes wide with relentless curiosity. A shadow shifts in the corner of the room, though the flickering candles reveal nothing. Yet Tycho feels it, a presence silent, patient, and waiting. Tycho, if the stars are a code, I must decipher it, even if the heavens themselves resist. Tycho, every pattern, every orbit, the secrets are there. I just need to reach further, to see beyond the veil. The storm outside rages with growing intensity, mirroring the storm within Tycho's mind. Thunder cracks, illuminating the tower in fleeting bursts of ghostly light. Each flash reveals a room filled with instruments of knowledge, astrolabes, sextants, orreries, spinning silently, their gears ticking in perfect harmony. Tycho moves among them with precision, consulting each device, scribbling notes, connecting constellations in a web of calculations. He whispers to himself, Tycho, the cosmos is not chaos, it is language, and I will speak it. Hours pass unnoticed. Outside, the storm begins to wane, leaving an eerie silence that presses against the stone walls. But Tycho's energy grows unstoppable. His eyes, reflecting candlelight, gleam with feverish determination. He senses the edge of understanding, the border between the known and the forbidden. Then, a flicker. A shadow detaches itself from the wall. A presence, unseen but undeniable, moves closer. Tycho freezes for a heartbeat, quill hovering over the map. Tycho. Who? What? Nothing answers. Only the wind, whispering through the cracks in the tower, carrying a message older than time itself. Tycho shakes his head and laughs softly, dismissing the feeling. Tycho, no matter. The stars do not lie. They will guide me. I will uncover what others fear and command what others worship. The midnight tower stands silent once more, a monument to ambition, curiosity, and the thin line between genius and obsession. Outside, the world sleeps, unaware of the man within who seeks to hold the cosmos in his hands. And as Tycho bends over his maps and manuscripts, the first threads of a forbidden destiny begin to weave themselves around high. The storm has passed, leaving the tower bathed in the pale light of a waning moon. Tycho von Wren sits among stacks of ancient manuscripts, some older than kingdoms, their edges curled and yellowed with age. The air is heavy with the scent of ink and burning candle wax, mingled with something darker, unspoken warning. He flips through pages of alchemical formulas and celestial charts, his fingers trembling with anticipation. Every line, every symbol seems to hum with hidden meaning. Tycho, these texts, they whisper truths no man should hear, but I must listen. Tycho, if knowledge is power, then this is the source of all power. His eyes linger on a particular passage written in a script older than Latin. It speaks of the Watcher of the Void, an entity that holds the secrets of the stars and the hidden laws of the universe. Fear gnaws at him, but curiosity burns brighter. The Watcher, I can feel it calling me. It waits just beyond the veil, and I will reach it. Hours stretch into the night. Candles flicker as if breathing with him. Instruments of measurement cast strange, elongated shadows across the walls. Tycho draws intricate symbols on the floor, connecting star charts with lines of chalk, murmuring forbidden incantations under his breath. Tycho, I am no longer a man of this world. I will speak the language of the cosmos, and it will answer. The tower seems alive, the air thickening with unseen energy. Shadows twist unnaturally. The temperature drops, and the manuscripts rustle as though moved by invisible hands. Tycho's pulse quickens. Tycho, I have crossed the line. There is no turning back now. I will know, even if it costs everything. A sudden chill brushes against his neck. A soft voice, not heard by the ears but felt in the mind, whispers, Watcher unseen. You seek what is forbidden, yet your resolve is unshaken. Speak, and the stars shall reveal themselves. But beware the price. Tycho inhales sharply, excitement and dread battling within him. He knows the warning, but desire overwhelms caution. Tycho, I am ready. Let the secrets be mine. The first threads of a dangerous destiny begin to weave themselves through the Midnight Tower. The pursuit of forbidden knowledge is no longer a choice, is a calling, irresistible and eternal. The moon hangs low over the Baltic cliffs, casting silver light through the narrow windows of the Midnight Tower. Tycho von Wren stands at the center of a circle drawn on the stone floor. Symbols chalked meticulously around him. Candles flicker, their flames bending as though responding to an invisible wind. He traces the last lines of an ancient incantation, whispering the words he has spent years deciphering. The air grows heavy, charged with energy, and the shadows in the corners of the tower seem to deepen. Tycho, by the stars and the void between, I call you, reveal yourself. Chill sweeps through the room. The candles flicker violently, then all light converges on a single point. From the shadows, a figure emerges tall, poised, and impossibly calm. Its eyes gleam with intelligence and malice. The Watcher of the Void has come. Watcher, you summon what you cannot fully comprehend. Mortal, speak your desire. Tycho, I seek the knowledge of the cosmos. Secrets beyond the reach of men. I offer my service, my will, even my life, if needed. The Watcher studies him, a faint smile tugging at unseen lips. Watcher, knowledge comes with a price, 20 years of mastery and power. And after that, your soul will belong to me. Tycho, I accept. I will bear any burden for the truth. The candles flare, shadows twisting into shapes that seem alive. Tycho hesitates only a moment before cutting his palm, letting the blood drip onto the parchment inscribed with the pact. The ink absorbs the crimson instantly, sealing the contract in a shimmer of otherworldly light. Watcher, so it is done. Your mind will be unbound, your hands able to shape the world, your eyes seeing all. But know this, the stars never forgive the foolish. Tycho, then let the stars be my guide, and let my destiny begin. The room falls silent again, though the air hums with power. Tycho feels it, the surge of forbidden knowledge flowing into him. He is no longer merely a man. He is a force, poised to bend reality to his will. Yet even as exhilaration fills him, a shadow of doubt flickers at the edge of his mind. Tycho whispering, I have taken the first step, but what have I truly unleashed? The Midnight Tower, once a refuge of study, now holds the beginning of a dangerous destiny. The pact has been made. rays of dawn pierce through the narrow windows of the Midnight Tower. Tycho von Ren stands among his instruments, now alive with a strange, otherworldly glow. The pact has granted him knowledge beyond any mortal mind, and the air itself seems to bend around his brilliance. He moves with purpose, consulting ancient texts and charts, performing experiments that would have seemed impossible just days ago. Gears turn without touch, liquids swirl in midair, and fire dances without consuming the wick. Tycho, the stars, they speak to me now. I see their patterns, their laws. I can shape them, bend them, even command them. Word spreads across Europe of a man performing feats that defy reason. Kings invite him to their courts, hoping to witness the impossible. Nobles whisper of illusions that reveal the deepest truths, while skeptics tremble at his uncanny knowledge. Courtier, my lord, Tycho, how do you perform such wonders? Tycho, wonders. No, truth, the stars are no longer distant. They are my guides. He summons visions of distant lands, predicts the motion of planets, and manipulates light to create spectacles that awe and terrify. Yet, amid the grandeur, Tycho cannot escape a gnawing emptiness. Power, mastery, and adoration fill the world. Outside, but within, the hunger for understanding remains insatiable. Tycho to himself, I command the heavens. Yet I am still bound by the limits of my own mind. One night, he peers through a telescope that stretches across the tower floor, its lenses glowing faintly. A star moves differently than expected, a signal unrecognized by all known science. Excitement and fear mingle in his chest. Tycho, a deviation, something unseen, a puzzle hidden in the very fabric of the cosmos. I must follow it. The tower becomes a sanctuary of discovery and a cage of obsession. Each experiment, each revelation brings him closer to mastery, and yet further from peace. Shadows in the corners of the room twist, as though whispering reminders of the pact he has made and the price that waits. Tycho, I have become a master of marvels. But at what cost? The stars give, and yet they demand. The Midnight Tower hums with life and power. Outside, Europe awakens, unaware that a man within its walls now holds knowledge that could change the fate of kingdoms. Tycho von Ren, the alchemist who tamed the stars, walks a path of brilliance and peril, destined to test the limits of ambition and obsession. The Midnight Tower trembles under a storm unlike any Tycho has seen. Lightning cracks the Baltic cliffs, thunder shakes the walls, and the candles inside the tower flicker wildly. For the first time, Tycho senses that the power he wields may not be entirely his own dot. As he consults his glowing star charts, a strange ripple distorts the patterns. Planets shift impossibly, constellations rearrange themselves, and an eerie voice seems to echo from the shadows. Tycho, impossible. The stars should obey, yet something resists. Tycho, no, this is a warning. A shadow detaches from the far corner of the room. It moves unnaturally, folding and stretching like smoke. The Watcher appears, its presence more ominous than before. Watcher, you were warned. Tycho von Ren. Knowledge is not a gift, it is a test. Tycho, I control this power. Watcher, control is an illusion. Even the stars have rules and consequences. The tower quivers as ancient instruments whirl wildly, astrolabes spinning without touch. Flames leap from candles, tracing glowing sigils in the air. Tycho clutches a celestial globe, attempting to steady it, his heart racing. Tycho, I have seen everything, known everything, and yet I feel danger. Watcher, this is but the first warning. There are forces beyond comprehension, waiting for the moment you overstep. A sudden cold fills the room. Tycho's breath becomes visible, frost forming on the manuscripts. Quill levitates, writing words he does not recognize, glowing with unnatural light. Tycho, what does this mean? Watcher, the pact grants power, but it demands vigilance. You are not free. Every step forward brings you closer to what waits in the void. Tycho staggers back, realizing that mastery alone is not enough. The world beyond his tower and the cosmos itself is far more dangerous than he imagined. Tycho whispering, I have tamed marvels, yet the price is still unknown. The storm subsides, leaving the tower trembling and the candles guttering. Tycho sits amidst the scattered instruments and glowing manuscripts, contemplating the first true hint of peril in his extraordinary journey. The Midnight Tower stands as both a beacon of brilliance and a warning of the dangers that lie ahead. Tycho von Wren's Midnight Tower is alive with an energy that hums like a heartbeat. Candles flicker as if breathing, shadows twisting in anticipation. The alchemist moves among his instruments, charts, and glowing manuscripts, intoxicated by the magnitude of his own knowledge. Tycho, I can bend the stars, shape reality. Nothing can stand in my way. Tycho, every law of nature, every secret, all belong to me. Outside, the Baltic wind howls, but within the tower, time seems to bend. Hours feel like minutes, minutes like seconds. Tycho experiments with volatile alchemical mixtures, combining substances that should not coexist. Sparks fly, smoke curls into intricate shapes, and faint whispers echo from the shadows. Tycho, if I can control the heavens, then I can control everything else. Kingdoms, men, even life itself. Suddenly, a vision appears in the air, a phantom city shimmering like gold and crystal. It floats just above his instruments, impossible yet vivid. The Watcher materializes beside it, silent but commanding. Watcher, do you see now? Tycho von Wren, this is the lure of power. You can grasp it, but each reach twists the world around you. Tycho, I am ready. I must see how far it can go. He touches the floating city, sparks leap, and the vision spreads, showing other places, other lives. Tycho feels omnipotent, yet a subtle unease creeps into his mind, a reminder that the pact carries consequences far beyond comprehension. Tycho, the stars obey me. They bend, they yield. I am supreme, Watcher, supreme, until the balance shifts. Ambition unchecked becomes a cage of your own making. Tycho laughs, thrilled by the power coursing through him. Yet in the flicker of candlelight, he sees the shadows stretching unnaturally, a subtle warning that even mastery has limits. Tycho whispering, limits, there are no limits, only challenges to overcome. The Midnight Tower vibrates with energy. Manuscripts glow, instruments whirl, and the air itself seems to pulse. Tycho realizes for the first time that temptation is a companion as constant as the stars themselves. Power is intoxicating, yet the shadow of the pact lingers. Subtle, growing threat that nothing can undo. The Midnight Tower is cloaked in unnatural darkness, the candles barely piercing the gloom. Tycho von Wren studies a complex celestial mechanism, his mind racing faster than the gears before him. Every secret he has uncovered seems within reach. Yet the air feels heavy, almost alive, as though warning him silently. Tycho, I can command the heavens, yet something stirs, something I cannot see. Tycho, no, there can be no limits. Knowledge is mine to wield. Suddenly, a shudder runs through the tower. Instruments topple, manuscripts flutter like frightened birds, and a chill slices through the room. The Watcher appears, its presence darker than ever, eyes glinting with quiet reprimand. Watcher, do you feel it? Tycho von Ren. Every action has a reaction. Power unchecked invites peril. Tycho, I am the master here. No force can touch me. Lightning flashes, illuminating a vision above the spinning orrery. One of Tycho's experiments has gone horribly wrong. A celestial alignment. He sought to manipulate fractures, sending waves of energy through the room. The mechanisms groan, glass shatters, and a manuscript bursts into flame. Tycho, impossible. I controlled it. I cannot fail. Watcher, control is an illusion. Every reach beyond your limits demands a price. As the chaos unfolds, Tycho feels a sharp pang of fear. Shadows writhe along the walls, and the tower itself seems to tremble under the weight of his ambition. He realizes, in a moment of chilling clarity, that even the stars, obedient as they seem, have rules he cannot break. Tycho whispering, I sought to tame the cosmos, but I may have unleashed something else entirely. The storm outside echoes the turbulence within. Manuscripts smolder, instruments lie in ruin, and Tycho, exhausted and trembling, senses the first true consequence of his pact. Knowledge and power are intoxicating, but every gain brings him closer to a danger he cannot yet see. The Midnight Tower, once a sanctuary of discovery, now feels like a warning. Brilliance without caution is a path to ruin. The Midnight Tower feels alive, humming with energy that seems almost sentient. Tycho von Ren sits amid glowing manuscripts and spinning celestial instruments, eyes wide and unblinking. Nights stretch endlessly, the boundary between day and darkness blurred. Every discovery fuels an insatiable hunger for more. Tycho, there is no end. Every answer spawns 10 more questions. I must see it all, know it all. Tycho, the stars have secrets yet untold, and I will uncover them. He manipulates alchemical mixtures that smoke and spark with unnatural colors. Star charts glow with unfamiliar constellations, shifting subtly as if alive. Each experiment grows more dangerous, each revelation deeper, yet the thrill pushes him further, regardless of the consequences. Tycho, I feel the universe bend to me, yet something whispers, something warns. The Watcher appears silently, in the corner, observing with measured patience. Watcher, obsession blinds even the brightest. Power is intoxicating, but it carries a cost. Tycho, I will pay no cost. Knowledge is worth everything. Lightning from the storm outside strikes close, illuminating the tower in blinding flashes. Shadows writhe unnaturally across the walls. Instruments hum and shake. Manuscripts rustle as if alive. Tycho barely notices, consumed entirely by the swirling chaos of his genius. Tycho whispering, I will see the truths hidden beyond mortal sight. I will cross the boundaries they warned me not to. A sudden surge of energy knocks him off balance. The tower groans, papers scatter like birds. In panic, yet Tycho rises, eyes blazing with determination, fully aware of the danger, but unable to resist the pull of forbidden knowledge. Tycho, I am on the edge, and I will not turn back. The stars themselves will yield to my will. The Midnight Tower has become a crucible of ambition. Tycho teeters between carries a price, yet unseen. The Midnight Tower is shrouded in unnatural twilight. Tycho von Ren moves among instruments and manuscripts as if in a trance. Hours feel like moments, days blur into nights. Every discovery brings exhilaration and a creeping unease that gnaws at his mind. Tycho, the stars, they bend, they reveal, yet shadows grow within me. Tycho, I see so much, yet the truth slips further away. Visions flicker in the corners of his eyes, half-formed specters of the cosmos. Strange patterns of light, whispers in a language he almost understands. His reflection in the polished brass of an astrolabe seems wrong, distorted. Tycho whispering, am I master or prisoner of the knowledge I've sought? The Watcher materializes, more imposing than ever. Its voice is calm, but carries a weight that makes Tycho's blood run cold. Watcher, the mind can fracture when pushed beyond its bounds. You sought the cosmos, and now it seeks you in return. Tycho, I am not afraid. I will control it. Lightning flashes outside, illuminating instruments that have begun moving on their own. Manuscripts fly open, pages turning as if by invisible hands. The energy in the room hums, and Tycho feels a sudden vertigo, as though the walls of reality are bending inward. Tycho's shaking head. No, I must hold it together. I must understand. Suddenly, a celestial model collapses, planets crashing into one another in miniature chaos. Tycho staggers back, realizing the first cracks in his mind have appeared. The brilliance that once empowered him now threatens to consume him. Watcher, the first fracture. Heed it. Obsession devours even the brightest. Tycho whispering, I cannot stop now. The stars, they call me. They demand. The Midnight Tower, once a haven of study, becomes a mirror of Tycho's fractured mind. Instruments spinning, shadows twisting, visions flickering. The Alchemist is now a man caught between genius and madness, teetering on the edge of a revelation that may either elevate or destroy him completely. The Midnight Tower is silent, but the silence is heavy, almost suffocating. Tycho von Ren stands before the largest celestial instrument he has ever built, its lenses shimmering with the light of 1,000 stars. For years he has sought the ultimate secret, and now the moment of revelation is at hand. Tycho, at last, the cosmos will yield its deepest truth. Nothing remains hidden. Tycho, every star, every law, every secret, mine to command. He adjusts the lenses, and the heavens seem to shift in response. The constellations realign, forming patterns that speak directly to the mind. Tycho reaches out, almost trembling with anticipation, feeling as if the universe itself is offering its final revelation. Tycho whispering, I see it, the framework of all existence, the design, the code. But as the truth unfolds before him, a crushing weight presses on his mind. Knowledge too vast, too absolute, floods his senses. For the first time, Tycho experiences the full burden of his ambition. The Watcher appears, silent but judging, its presence a stark reminder of the pact and the cost of limitless knowledge. Watcher, the ultimate discovery is never without price. Can you bear what you have sought? Tycho, I must, I cannot turn away. Visions of alternate worlds, timelines and possibilities swirl around him. Stars burn brighter, planets shimmer with unimaginable energy, and the Midnight Tower trembles. Tycho realizes that to possess ultimate knowledge is to carry the weight of the universe itself. Tycho shouting, I can see everything, yet it consumes me. In a final celestial instrument emits blinding light. Tycho collapses, overwhelmed by the revelation. His mind teeters on the edge of brilliance and madness. The Midnight Tower is no longer merely a laboratory, it is a crucible, testing the limits of human ambition and obsession. Watcher, you have reached the pinnacle. Tycho von Ren, knowledge is yours, but remember, even the stars demand respect. As the light fades, Tycho rises, changed. He has glimpsed the ultimate truth of the cosmos, but the cost is evident in the haunted depth of his gaze. The Midnight Tower stands as both